All right, good evening, everybody. This is Steve Mencarini doing my module number 4 on ableism and ableism in education. And I really appreciated this as really an area um, of privilege that I have not explored as much as maybe some of the other areas that we've already talked about in our other modules. I appreciated the video giving information about 41.3 million folks who are diagnosed or have a physical, mental, or emotional disability, and that the denial of ableism exists, not even knowing what the definition of ableism is or how that affects folks in our society. I think for me, reading these chapters really got me to think about my awareness of ableism and how I demonstrate ableist perspectives, and specifically I'm thinking, in one of our readings it was about no place to sit down in a grocery store. Wow, never even thought about in a grocery store where there is no place for someone who may have a physical disability to be able to rest in the middle of their shopping. And wow, we really should be thinking about making that more accommodating for folks. So just thinking through those things. Additionally, I never thought about I saw myself as able-bodied, but really appreciated the terminology around temporarily able-bodied, thinking forward for my right now. That's where I'm able-bodied and able-minded, but that may change for the future. And so, really recognizing the temporary nature, I guess, in the social construction of ableist thoughts. In terms of the prompt in recognizing how do we address these issues within our educational settings, the first thing that I would say would be my background comes from a school system where deaf students, and again, one of our readings was about the quote-unquote mainstreaming of some of our of the deaf students, hard of hearing students, with regular folks, if you will, that was part of my growing up. So when I actually went to college, I noticed, gosh, there's no interpreter here. Why is there no interpreter? Because all my high school classes had interpreters as part of it. So I was really kind of surprised. I was like taken aback by it. And so I think it's just kind of a different way of thinking about what accommodations that we're able to provide for folks. I know that I, as an instructor, encourage those who need accommodations to address those with our disability services, and I feel like it's becoming more and more common for college students, especially students with mental or psychological disabilities, to be coming to college and having access to college. And so we're wanting to make sure that they recognize it's a leveling of the playing field rather than a leg up in the work that are assignments. I was really challenged by the instructional design chapter that we read, thinking about what are the assignments that I am giving, the pop quizzes that I'm providing, and how is that at a disadvantage for those folks with a mental disability. And so really rethinking how the delivery of a course can be seen and really challenging for students with disability. I would also say that our job as educators is not only just to make ourselves more aware, but other administrators and students aware of ableist thoughts, that there is such a thing as ableism, and how we address it. So I think one of the first things that we do is make sure there's an awareness aspect of what we're talking about. I will also say I really appreciated the last chapter on becoming an ally and giving specific ways to individually and institutionally address ableist thoughts and policies. And so really thinking about doing an assessment of the institutional culture related to students with mental, psychological, and physical disabilities. Are we encouraging folks to make sure that they get the support that they need in order to be successful in our education environments? And I know that really a lot of this is educating faculty and staff related to accommodations of what our adequate accommodations are for students. So With that, I'm going to wrap up here and look forward to seeing your videos this week. Take care.